Pinned to the boards, plays into the line, right to Mayu. Mayu moves in with a shot, and the save made by Brad Lambert, stopping up into the zone as Zach Hayes recognized the danger. But Lambert able to get to it, sends it to the line. Coughlin left point for Phillips. He'll send one to the net, but just wide. Hangs around for Coughlin, snapped it into the middle for Wagner, off of his stick, collected by the Rocket, and back the other way is Trudeau. Down the right side, he'll stop up. Sends one to the goal, that's knocked down. Rebound chance, and Millage indeed stopped in between the pads. They set up there by Trudeau, just getting it to the front of the net. Beck finding it off his skate. Had to get that one away quickly with lots of traffic in front. The net rings around. Estada sends it back to the line. Mayu into the middle, intercepted, and Kevin Conley in on a breakaway. Conley right down the middle, goes to the forehand, and he lost the... Sends it out for Bauer. Back to Anhorn. Traffic shifting around, and we'll need to head back to the goal. Here's a long shot, tipped in front. Great save by putting back up. Real tough save for the netminder, as Anhorn just floated that one into a good spot. It was Lewiski that got a touch on that one. Behind the net. And quickly back up top. Hayes with a shot. That one blocked in behind the goal. Simino stepping out in front with a couple of shots, and Millage strong against the post. Knocked over to the near wall. Played to the line. Once again, not out. As Simino will send it in behind the net. Bauer over to it in the corner, and he's going to rip it over for Mayu. Keeps it moving as the Rocket work the outside of the zone. Back to the left point, Mayu. Long shot from the wing from Farrell. That doesn't get through. Or it's played off to the wall for Beret-Boulet. Into the slot for Beck. Puts it back door. Millage doesn't know where it is, and Beret-Boulet puts it up. Shaw charging again in the play with Cease. Drop for Phillips, but out of his reach. Now Phillips will get it away. Rebound, great save. Another chance put over top the net. As CJ Cease isn't going to Cayden Primeau with a brilliant stop, as Phillips just kind of got that one off the far pad, and Cease was backing up that shot. And just able to hold it out was Primeau, and off to the right of Thomas Millage to get things going. They'll come back to the line, and Mayu sends it out into the circle. There's a one-timer deflected up top, and a great save by him to the wall. And pass down low. Chance for Dauphin to put it right out in front for Farrell, and he lifts it high and up top. There's a one-timer from Davidson off of a skate. And to the wall is the Moose. 4 for 4 on the PK here in the first period. That's still pressuring is Mesar with a shot. Got King out wide across the ice for Coughlin, a blast! And a sliding save. Official, but now right back the other way. Laval, 2-on-1. Beret-Boulet and Dauphin. Dauphin off the wing, back out in front, and Millage slung. Rocket looking out of the zone, and Anhorn steps up with a massive hit on Mesar. And teeing off. Anhorn gets one over the top, and now brought down by Hoffenmeyer. And they'll go down to the ice. But couldn't find the rebound to tuck it around the pad of Primeau. And it's cleared back out to center. Second time the Moose have had a break or partial break now that they haven't got a shot on goal. And now here's Simino into the zone, dropping for Witherspoon, a blast. Knocked down in front. Millage spinning around. He's facing the net, and the puck stays out. Reset back to the line. Simino, near side Witherspoon. He'll send one into the corner. Gather it up, and now Lambert's on the attack. Here's it out wide for Cease. Cease leaning into one. Didn't get through. Empey heading to the middle of the ice to try and find that loose puck. Out of the zone. And shuffled over for Coughlin, who will break down the right side. Coughlin fires and scores! Kind of an awkward play out of his zone as Empey was able to find Coughlin, who jumped onto that one. Nothing fancy we're talking about. If Cayden Primeau could see it, that's exactly what that was. To retreat quickly here and get caught. Learning forward is Dauphin. He's got Beret-Boulet open in the circle. Glove save. Trudeau back to his own blue line. Sets it to the other side for Farrell. And he'll burn in this time with a shot. And Millage, the glove. Seconds to go in this 4-on-4. The Moose have barely touched the puck here. With Laval using that open ice with patience. Here's Phillips moving up the ice with Lambert. Lambert right back for Phillips, trying to duck it back out in front. Away his 10th of the campaign. Moose battle another puck back to the line and win the face-off. 70 seconds to go on the power play. Here's a shot, gets through, spinning is Shaw. Great save, Primeau. Fire. Primeau ends up making it look easy, just pushing across in the butterfly. Stays on top of it. Square. Dota turns it over to Janssen Fjallby. Up top, Phillips launches one and a left pad save. Cease tips it on through for Phillips. Coughlin racing to catch up. Phillips in front for Coughlin. Oh, what a save by Cayden Primeau to rob Dylan Coughlin of his second of the game. Moose maintain control. Nice pass across by Isaac Phillips. Good shot here in tight on a rolling puck by Coghlan, but again, 10 seconds to go in the period as the Moose work high in the zone. Jackeye a good stick, which will send Shaw back out to center. Shaw trying to wheel back around into the zone, but unable to, and that will side and plays it down into the corner. Lundmark in behind the net, jolted off the puck. Davidson puts it out in front off a stick back to the line for Weatherspoon. Trudeau tries a long shot. Fighting for it is Milic. He's down on the ice, and he lands on. Collected by Mason Shaw. He'll slide it ahead for Janssen Fjallby, who's decked to the ice by Trudeau. His second ducks it out to center for Empey, and he'll lift it down. Lewiski cruising in after it. He jousts with Mailloux over the puck. Moose come away with it, but Conley's pass back to the line, intercepted by Beret-Boulet. But it stays in the zone. Mailloux over to get it. Conley steps right around him, though it bounces off of his skates. To the side of the net now is Mailloux battling with Empey. Still going back and forth over top of the puck as Mailloux loses his delays, gives it to Shaw. Shaw looks to the net with a shot through traffic, and the save made by Primeau. Moose retrieve. Shaw over for Coghlan. He's got the goal. Sends it back door for Janssen Fjallby. Redirects it for Cease. Lets it go through for Lambert. He's taken off the puck in a short-handed break. Here's Jackeye in all alone. Jackeye to the backhand. Turned away. Play to beat out the icing call. He'll send it back to the line. Flip down into the corner. Behind the net now, but swatted away as it got airborne. Lewiski got a glove on it. Now a pass right out in front. They score. So the Moose get solved. Thomas Milic is who else but Sean Farrell. It's his 7th point against Manitoba as he was left wide open in front of the net. Shot. His stick explodes and some hang time on the twig. Right back to the way as Farrell sends one to the net. Will fire it down into Manitoba territory again. Coghlan on his backhand leaves it in the corner, but right onto the stick of Canota. Pass out in front. They score. But had the wrong jersey in behind him. And then Davidson skated right between 3 Moose and pops that one past Thomas Milic. In the air, Jolkin leaps up to grab it and drops it back for Coghlan. Up to the middle of the ice for King, off of his stick and right back the other way for Jackeye. Coghlan spinning around down in the corner. He's worked off it, but Phillips is behind the net, though he'll turn it over to Beret-Boulet. Out in front quickly. They'll come back to the line. Hot shot, they score! Trudeau rips it through a crowd, and it's 3-1. Another turnover for the Moose down in the corner. Puck comes up to the line, and we've been talking about traffic as the Moose needing to create. So does a great job of it there. Milic has no idea where that puck is. Anhorn up to the offensive line, chips it in himself. But the clock will run down to 0 here in the Moose, who came into the third with a 1-goal lead. Fall 3.